So you can show this picture. We're going to have it up here, but it's not there. Can everybody see this picture pretty clearly? Okay, you're already laughing at it. A lot of people will ask me, like, Chris, where'd you get your sense of humor, or why did you get into comedy? And I usually just say, take a look at this picture of me in high school, okay? Now, if you guys want to notice, there's a very big difference between how I look now and how I look then. If you look closely, my ears back then were giant. They stuck out like this. Can you see that? See how big they were? Yes, it's right there. And I had them surgically put back in college, because everyone was calling me Dumbo and Baby New Year, and I was like, enough is enough of that. If you want to know what I was walking around with and how big they were, you see how I have that hockey mullet, all that hair? Look really, really closely. That's the shadow from my giant ears. That's it. Thank you. That's my childhood. Thank you all. I had to grow up like that until I was 20. So the image above you, we're going to actually have that up here, which would have been amazing to see those ears on that screen, but we couldn't get it done. The image above you is what I like to, it's what I like to call the world's worst tattoo, okay? And one of the main reasons I call it the world's worst tattoo is because it's on me, okay? I will prove it. Yeah. It's very feminine, right? It's super feminine, that tattoo. Like, it's so feminine, I went to Boys Town, right? And I went to the shop owners, I was like, hey, would you guys consider replacing your rainbow flag with that dolphin? And most of them were like, that thing's way too gay. I'm not amazing. But a lot of times people say, why don't you just get rid of it? Why don't you get it removed? I'm about commitment, okay? Once I commit, I'm in. I have no logical explanation for that. That thing is not acceptable on a 41-year-old man. It's barely acceptable on a 15-year-old confused teenage girl. Put it on my shoulder. I'm going big with it, though. I am going more feminine and more gay. So what I'm going to do is, on that dolphin, I'm going to get another tattoo of me riding the dolphin. Right? And I'll be wearing Daisy Dukes and a mesh tank top, a little mustache, right? On the tattoo of me will be the original dolphin tattoo on that guy's shoulder. And then a string of butterflies going from the small of my back into the dolphin's snout, and the capper, underneath all of that, is just going to say the name Sergio. That's it. All right, enough making fun of me. We can turn that off if we want to, Jason. I'm not making fun of myself anymore. Look, you guys are like at the world's largest blackjack table. It's ridiculous. My wife is Russian. She's here tonight. And she speaks perfect English. She's been here for 10 years. I didn't order her online, okay? It's 10 years. We're in the back of a magazine by that time. But her family is from Russia, and they don't speak any English. And before we got married, I was very upset. I was like traditional. I wanted to know about me. I never met him. So I decided what would be a good idea is, let me send them an email. I'm going to write an email to them, right? Don't tell anybody. And I wrote this email, and I put it through a Google translation machine, okay? Then I sent it to them, okay? So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to read you what I sent to them, according to me, and what they got on their side, okay? Here's what they got. This is me. I wanted to say hello and introduce myself through email because I know you have not yet had a chance to learn much about me. I hope it wasn't too big of a surprise when Julia told you she was engaged. She's told me quite a bit about your entire family, so I already feel like I know everyone. The one thing I want to say is it is important to me that you understand that I love your daughter very much, and I promise both of you I will take care of her. That's all I wanted to say for now. I hope to meet you both very soon in Russia. Right now, well, nice, right? We should get a daughter. Right. Unfortunately, Google got something different, and this is what was sent to them. And she came, she said, did you send something to my parents? I'm like, yeah, if you can get a hug. She said, are you out of your mind? Here's what they got. I wanted to tell greetings and be presented by email because I know that you did not yet study me. Nevertheless, I hope that it wasn't too big of a surprise when Julia has told you that she has now been occupied, right? Still the worst word you can use to Washington before World War II. Occupied. It's the first impression of me. It gets a little bit worse. Yeah, it was pretty good. She has told me everything about you, thus I already know all. Again, they go with the KGB, it sounds a little creepy. Listen to this grammar. One thing which I wanted to tell consists that for me is important you understand I love daughters. Not their daughter, any daughter. I'm in law and gets married. First one in line is up. You got parents, I'm in. And I will take very precise care of it. Like she's my gerbil or a hamster. That is everything I would tell you. You both deserve to meet me shortly with communism. That's what they got. That's their first impression of me ever. Most of that story is true. But we did get married, and they came over, and they were here for 3 weeks, right? And we were able to communicate. But for the wedding, I was like, I wanted to have some Russian elements. I felt bad. It was a very American traditional wedding, and I just wanted them to at least feel a part of it. So what I did was, instead of wearing a tuxedo, I walked down the aisle in an all-white Adidas tracksuit. I'm very considerate that way. I am 41. I turned 40 last year. And at that time I was like, you know what? I gotta go to the doctor. I've been to the doctor a long time. I gotta get everything checked out. I want blood work. I want every possible test you have. I'll do a pap smear if we have to. I don't care. So let's just get it done. But this doctor was kind of weird, okay? Because he does everything, and I think we're done, right? And just as I'm about to put my clothes on, get ready, he goes, hey, by the way, did you want me to give you a rectal, okay? Really weird statement for a doctor, okay? Because number one, no man wants a rectal, okay? More importantly, that should not be posed as an option to a patient. If you're a doctor, you say, as part of this exam, I do a rectal. If you don't, you never mention it, and we part ways, and that's how that works, right? But I'm like, you know what? I'm here, whatever. He sees I'm struggling. I can't answer this. The next line out of his mouth is, how about if I just take a peek? Okay. Pretty sure a peek is not an approved medical procedure here in the Northwestern. But let's go for it, right? We're here. So I bend over. I'm here, might as well get this done. I bend over on the table, and I shit you not, this guy, alright, that worked. I lift up my gown. He looks at my butt no more than 10 seconds, gets up and he goes, looks good to me. That's his stuff. So later at night, you know when they record what they did all day, he's going to go into his dictation machine and be like, offered the patient an optional rectal. He accepted. Took a peek. Diagnosis. Looks good to me. But what else would he do? Like, did a physical for the patient, juggled his balls a bit, diagnosis, not much to see there. And the thing that got me most pissed off was, I went through all this and like, you can't tell anything, unless you have a butt fetish, you can't tell within 10 seconds if anything is wrong with me. Like, unless I had like the strap of a Nintendo Wii controller hanging out of there. And he was like, oh, we got a problem. There's something to talk about. Otherwise, what did he learn out of that? Nothing. And the other part is, too, I was pretty angry when I left. And then the hospital sent me a bill, itemized, and when the thing said full rectal exam, I called them right back. I was like, I want a discount. I'm only paying for a peek. That's a true story. That's a really true story. I live downtown, and you know when you get to my age, you know, you get a little cranky. or you just get annoyed with stuff faster. And I like living downtown, but one thing that's kind of annoying is like, it's very loud down there, right? Because everybody is constantly beeping their horn for no apparent reason. Like a bird could fly by somebody, like a fucking bird just beep their horn out. It makes no sense. So hear me out on this one. I thought of an ingenious idea that's going to help all of us. From now on, right, every new car design, when you hit your horn, it beeps on the outside, but it also beeps just as loudly on the inside, right? You're not going to be so liberal with your horn usage at that point. And then, further to that, you land your horn for more than 10 seconds, the airbag deploys and just smashes you in your annoying face. Thank you. It's more of a statement. Then you gotta go to work with that white residue, you know, they get like the white powder, and it's like, oh my god, Mike, what happened? Did you get into an accident? You okay? He's gonna be like, no accident. I was just acting like a douchebag, you know? That's my solution for noise downtown. I do like being married. I was single for a long time before that, and a lot of kind of weird things happen, especially being my age. A lot of people want to have kids, right? Especially women, and we're starting to think about it. A lot of women my age were freaking out because of their biological clocks. So one of my friends, she was pretty drunk at a party, right? And she comes up to me, and she's like, Chris, can you just do me a favor? Can you please give me your sperm? Can you just please give me your sperm? And I thought about it for a second, and I was like, it would be way more fun for me if you tried to take it. I should get something out of that deal. I just whack it off into a petri dish. The other thing is, I had a lot of weird experiences. Like there was one girl I started dating, and she was really into dirty talk, which I'm fine with, but I never did it. I just didn't experience it before, but I liked her. I'm like, let me try it. I'm going to be cool about it. Problem is, I sucked, right? The first time we tried, right in the middle of it, she goes, oh, baby, I love giving blowjobs. I look her right in the eye and go, oh, baby, so do I. That's my dirty talk. Bad scene, not what she was looking for. I think, here's kind of a crazy story. You guys can see I'm pretty pasty white, right? And I was struggling, dating and whatnot. So I was asking some of my girlfriends, like, what should I do? Well, how do I, like, you know, get back into the game? I'm in a rut. They're like, you should try some self-tanning lotion. Like, okay, I'll try anything at this point. Two things you guys need to know about self-tanner. I didn't know, you probably do. One, works very gradually, right? You don't just slap it onto your tan. Two, some of the worst smelling stuff in life. It smells like a deadhead who just gave up on life and is still waiting for them to come back. So I don't know any of these things, right? An hour before the date, I'm in the bathroom, lathering myself up, head to toe, everything, like a weatherproof and a deck, 2 or 3 coats, right? So we get to this date, and like about an hour in, there's no vibe. It's weird. It's just like, I can't figure out what's going on. There's no, you know, and she's acting weird. I look down at my arms. They're about 8 shades darker than when we started this date, okay? And there's no way to explain that. You can't be like, oh yeah, I'm a night chameleon. There's a logical explanation for that. And I smelled, I basically just started out this date looking like Casper the Ghost. By the end, I'm like Don Johnson in Miami Vice. She didn't I texted her like 40 times after, no response. I'll tell you guys another couple things. You should know about self-tanner. It will stain your sheets. The night you put it on, if you have white sheets, it will stain your sheets with the imprint of your body, okay? Now, do you guys know what the Shroud of Turin is? Does anybody know what that is? It's what Jesus was buried in. It actually exists. It has the imprint of his body. It's very holy. It's in the Vatican. My sheets look like the Shroud of Turin the next morning with the imprint of my body. So what I did is I went and hung it outside to dry, and I came back 2 hours later. There was like 300 Mexican women praying to it, and the local news was filming everything. Really bad scenario. This part is actually, unfortunately, true. Okay, so I'm still single. I come back one night pretty drunk, right? I'm a man. I'm single. I gotta take care of my business, right? You have to. Like, let me just, you know, log off, take care of what's going on here. I'm drunk and it's dark. I like to use a little lubrication, like most men in that scenario, so you don't chafe up too much, right? Now it's dark and I'm drunk. Unfortunately, I grabbed the self-tanning lotion. How do I know this? Because when I woke up in the morning, went in the shower, my penis was golden bronze, as was my right palm. The rest of this, vampire goes white. Alright, last story I'm going to tell you guys. I've only told it one other time before, because I don't really like it. But I'm going to tell it to you guys, so get on board. When I was in junior high, in 7th grade, I had a nickname called Sweats, okay? And I'm going to tell you how I got it. It's probably nowhere near what you're thinking. Where I grew up, 1st to 6th grade is grammar school, right? You're all in the same class, you're kind of cool, you get a reputation. Then you go to junior high in 7th grade. It's all new. It's scary, bunch of new schools coming in, bunch of new kids, you're nervous, right? So the first day of 7th grade, I'm like, I gotta make an impression, right? So I got a really sweet outfit from Macy's, right? At this time, I had Sassoon jeans, which is what they made back then, Vidal Sassoon, Capizio shoes, really nice button-down shirt, right? Feeling confident. Get out of first period, I go to my locker. First time I'm using my combination, right? Start going through it. And this is where it takes a turn. Out of nowhere, with absolutely no warning at all, I crapped my pants. So I'm not hard, it was an explosion, okay? Like, you know how normally you'll get like a warning squeaker fart or a skin mark? My body passed all of that and it just exploded, okay? So bad, I can feel in the back of my knees. I don't think that's graphic. So here I am, 7th grade, first day, and I run into the bathroom, okay? I had to run to the bathroom. What else am I going to do? I take off all my pants, take off my underwear, stuff them in the toilet. Bad plan to begin with. Some janitor is still trying to piece that part together, how it happened. And then I take my pants, I roll them inside out, and I start wiping them with toilet paper, okay? That doesn't work. Jeans and toilet paper, you just get toilet paper shrapnel mixed in with everything. Nothing happens. To make it worse, right? All of a sudden, I hear a bunch of girls talking. In my panic, I went into the girls' bathroom, right? So here I am, okay, bunch of girls in there, surrounded by my own feces. You can't go out as a 7th grader. Hey, what's up, girls? What's new? You half covered. Whatever. I run out of there, okay, and I'm like, I'm gonna make it through the day with these pants. I'm not making it through the day with those pants, okay? I'm like, I gotta go to the nurse. I can't call my mom, there's no cell phones, no anything. I go to the nurse, right? We're sitting in this room, finally said, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I went to the bathroom over my pants. Odd first thing she said with my doctor, she goes, well, did you drink a lot of coffee this morning? Yeah, that's what I did. I'm 11. Me and my daddy's an construction worker. Got up at 6 a.m., pump the thermos is full, then he dropped me off. I did not drink coffee. But she came up with this ingenious plan, right? She goes, she leaves. This is all true, unfortunately. She comes back with a pair of sweatpants for me, right? I put them on, but they're like 3 sizes too small. So they're like cut up here like Michael Jackson pants. They're really crotch grippers. I got no package at that time. I'm 11, right? And she sends me out to class. So I start going to classes. What you have to remember is, no kids know what's going on. They don't know the backstory. So I'm walking into these classes, right? Like Mikhail Baryshnikov with tights on. I've got great shoes, a sweet button-down shirt, and sweatpants. It's like all these new kids, right? I look like a pre-pedophile. I should have arrested myself. So finally, after a long couple classes, this one kid turns to me and he's like, dude, what's up with the outfit? My only response, which is pretty good, is like, don't worry about it, man. It's a new look, right? Come on, cool? And he looks at me for the whole class and goes, whatever you say, Sweats. For the rest of 7th grade, I was known as Sweats. All right, guys, thank you for my time.